Hi everybody, Brenton O'Callaghan here from Avantra. Last week, our CTO, Bernd Engest, spent some time with Dennis Keppers from ServiceNow at our office in Basel, Switzerland. They wanted to showcase the deep integrations between Avantra and ServiceNow. The video you're about to see showcases a scenario where there's a high user load and degrading response times on an SAP system detected by Avantra. Avantra then raises this incident in ServiceNow, asking for approval to spin up an application server. Once approved, Avantra then uses our automation platform to reach into the cloud and spin up an additional application server to handle this high user load. So I'm going to hand it over to Dennis and to Bernd to showcase this scenario in more detail.
Hi everybody, here are Bernd from Avantra and
Dennis Keppers from ServiceNow.
And we're going to show you today some nice integrations between our two products, Avantra and ServiceNow, in both directions. So an integration from Avantra to ServiceNow and
From ServiceNow back to Avantra.
Okay, so let's begin. So first of all, we're going to show you the setup and what we're about to do here from Avantra. So the integration we are having to ServiceNow is one of them, of course, is ServiceNow. So we only specify the indication, so the instance and also a username, password, and then you're basically done. And the use case we're showing today is a slow system. So we have prepared a dashboard here. So what you see is here a dashboard which is called System Load Detector. And you see, okay, the system is now fine. It's behaving all right. So everything is green. This is, by the way, there's an Avantra Business Service behind. And here you can see there's an instance which is still in stop mode. And now the system, because it's on the cloud, this one is deployed in the cloud. So, and we're going to start this instance automatically, but it is approved. So we're creating a ServiceNow incident. And then the incident is being approved in ServiceNow. And afterwards, the instance ServiceNow triggers a whole automation in Xana to start up this instance. And then the system is quicker and performing all right again. Okay, to trigger this automation, we'll have a notification action. And this notification action here is using an output channel. And this output channel brings, it's called ServiceNow Test now in the real world. This output channel here is a so-called ServiceNow incident. So we can directly create ServiceNow incidents. And this goes to Dennis instance, right? So to Dennis ServiceNow instance. Good. Let us begin. I'm going to jump right to the system here. And I'm doing a little bit of trick because we cannot have now 5,000 users logged onto the system. So I'm going to change some monitoring parameters, which will then make the system slow. So I'm going to change these parameters to 2,300 milliseconds. So the system is really behaving slow. 2,300, and number of users is 5,600. Apply. And now let's wait until the system responds. And when this dashboard here, system load detector here, this dashboard will become critical, automatically an incident is being created in ServiceNow. So we're now waiting for the system load detector to become critical. So you can see it's all red now. And
wow.
you can as well see how the notification has been passed on to ServiceNow. The log, I can't see the log. Okay. So I hand over to Dennis.
Yes, thank you, Bernd. Pretty cool stuff that you showed to me. Sending an incident ticket to my system to tell me, something got wrong on your side. So I have to be responsible now for the whole governance process to make sure that, we're doing the right thing here. And that's exactly, the use case of ServiceNow. So when Avantra sends me an incident tickets, it basically always ends up in one of our tables, right? In this case, of course, the incident table. With this particular workflow, which I designed with my flow designer, I can easily, filter out those incident tickets that are coming from Avantra. So in this case, this flow, which as you can see in the screen, it's using the incident table as a trigger. So as soon as there's an incident created or updated, and the description field of that particular incident starts with system load detection, it basically will trigger the whole flow in this case. So as you can see here, this is the filter. I arrived the incident from Avantra, and the next step of this flow is basically ask for an approval, because we want to do more governance around this start thing. We don't want to create chaos by every incident triggering this workflow. So and of course this is basically a very simple example of the capabilities of ServiceNow to put more governance around your processes. So the approval is being created and is being assigned to Adam Long, which is one of the system guys, or let's say the managers, that has to approve this change or this start of this instance. So when I go to the next screen, and
maybe one more thing, Dennis, we are using here the SOAP interface, so the web service of Avantra.
Yes.
And here we're telling Avantra, this has, of course, been pre-configured. And this is actually a SOAP method we are calling. So start a particular instance, just to let you know.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much, Ben, because I think that's very important to tell you this. The flow designer, when we talk to, third-party systems, we're using the integration hub. And the integration hub is a capability of the ServiceNow platform that allows you to integrate with other systems, inbound and outbound. So in this case, we have defined the SOAP interface from Avantra, which I can show you really quick how that goes when I go to actions, because it's basically an action. And I will click on the Avantra execution call. As you can see here, this action has two steps. First, it is a SOAP step, and then the second step is parsing the response from the SOAP interface. So when I click on the SOAP interface, I can see the envelope, and I can see the whole definition of this particular interface. So as you can see, we basically do everything with no code. Everything is through configuration. This whole interface is basically built on capabilities from both systems without changing the system itself. So that's pretty cool. And as you can see, it's kind of straightforward. You don't have to be an expert in SOAP or in other kind of program languages. It's basically very simple, to configure. Right. So let's go back to the flow again. So as I said, we created the approval, and the approval is now been sent to Adam Long. So as soon as he will approve, the flow will continue. So here we can see the my approvals from Adam Long. So as you can see, there's one requested, which is still yellow, and that's related to this particular incident ticket. So when I click on the requested, then I will see all the details of this particular incident ticket. So I have all my information to see, can I approve, the whole background about this request. I can basically see it here. So when I click on the approve button, then the approve will be now sent to the flow, and the flow continues now. So when the approval has been done, the next step in the flow will be checking Avantra to see, if the system comes up, and that's exactly done in this step. And this step will be in kind of a loop, as you can see, do the following until the system is up and running. So basically, the flow will also check if the system will come up, and that's basically what the flow does. So it receives the ticket, and it will ask for approval, and then wait until the system comes up. And when the system comes up, everything is clear, then the flow will be saying that everything is successful. So now we're going back to Avantra to see how that responds on the Avantra side. So Ben?
So here you can see that execution is running here, and automation has been fired off, and this has been fired off by ServiceNow through SOAP web service, and an instance is being started. So, and this is done by all the power behind our capabilities on Avantra, on our automation platform. So we are basically starting the instance right now. It should already be up and running, by the way. So it's this is a very quick step. And just to let you know that we are certainly capable of doing much more more sophisticated stuff, like rebooting a whole machine, like patching and all this kind of stuff. But we wanted to keep it simple now in this example. So all these automations can basically be fired off by ServiceNow. Now let us see what happened here. You see the system, the instance now red, but it should turn green within an instant. So let me check. But we can as well go back to ServiceNow and see, in our portal, you can see that this instance here, Oscar, is now already being green.
So for every execution of a flow, we keep track of what the flow is doing. So we can see the responses from the different systems. We can see the steps, so we can see the output and so on. Okay, so as you can see here, we have the execution log from our flow execution of the call Avantra. So when I go in, then I can see all the details of this particular flow. We can see it's completed, everything is green, so it looks very happy. We can see, that only took 288 times to check the SOAP servers, as you can see here, because that's the counter here.
So now it's actually waiting for Avantra to come back with the status. Okay, the automation has been completed.
Yeah, and as you can see, it waits for the SOAP interface to come back with finished on the score. So when that comes back from the SOAP interface, this will enter the flow execution, and then everything is fine. And of course, this can be also monitored automatically by sending an email. At the end, where the system reports back, "Hey, I'm up and running." We can send the notification out to the end user by using an email or some other communication channels, and notify the important persons or the responsible persons that the system has been brought up.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your attention. We hope you enjoyed this short video today.
So yeah, thank you for your attention, and at least I enjoyed it a lot. I have seen some cool stuff, and I'm looking forward to see more use cases, which are coming up and in different areas as well, not only automation.
Absolutely.
But we're looking for more integration between our two systems.
Our two products. Very exciting times. Thank you and bye-bye.
Ciao.